In my opinion, the Switch is a must-have console if you're a fan of JRPGs. It will probably take you years to get through every one of the console has to offer, with each game's long playtime. In this video I'm going through a list of the top 10 JRPGs on the system. If you want to pick any of them up, I'll put a link in the description where you can get the physical copies for collectors. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Remade for current gen consoles, Trials of Mana takes the player back to the original. The visuals may be more flashy, but the gameplay remains faithful to the game's roots, and that's a positive in my opinion. Although the voice acting is very poor overall, it's a fantastic JRPG, and if you want to look at collections of mana for the original content, that's well worth your buy time as well. There are quite a number of the DISGAEA games, but the original is still the best for most fans of the series. This complete version for Switch is the ultimate DISGAEA experience, with huge amounts of content and enhanced visuals. It's a lovely little treat for JRPG fans who like a bit of challenging strategy with their playtime. Some may say this doesn't really count, but to be honest it's still technically a JRPG, and for me this was the first Pokemon game in a very long time that actually felt like it had been advanced past the old style Game Boy games. If you're a fan of Pokemon, I'd highly recommend adding this to your collection as it's great fun. A big success on the PS3, NINO KUNI Wrath of the White Witch is a great title for Switch-owning JRPG fans. It's so easy to fall in love with the game's compelling story, mixed with the Studio Ghibli art style. This needs to be in the library of all JRPG fans and is definitely one of the better made JRPGs in recent years. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has a crazy big and unique open world filled with lively areas giving you the feeling that you're setting out on an epic journey, which to be honest they nail this massively. You'll cross sprawling maps filled with docile creatures, hostile monsters and secret locations with valuable treasures and a lot of cutscenes. If you're into highly story-driven JRPGs, this should be added to your collection, but definitely pick up the first game first as that will take you at least 50 plus hours to beat. To start with, the combat system is fantastic and varied. These fights look fantastic with perspective shifts from top down to close up when battle animation happens. Outside of these epic battles, you lead a house of school pupils training at a monastery and have different tasks each day involving various characters and issues within, so the game involves slight life sim elements. The best or worst bit about that is that if you play Fire Emblem in its classic form, there is permanent death of characters should they fall in battle, so if you opt for the harder playstyle, you need to be prepared to lose some of your favourite characters. With Octopath Traveler, it's very unique. Each character's stories can intertwine as you adventure around the vast world map. If you like retro-inspired graphics from the SNES era with compelling storytelling, this game is worth every penny, and is made by the same people who made the Final Fantasy series and Square Enix. I could have picked around 8 or 9 games from the Final Fantasy games available on the Switch, but I've gone for this one. Now, is Final Fantasy VII the best JRPG of all time? For many, the answer to that question would be yes. You can experience one of the best stories ever told while on the go, and you can even speed the game up or disable random battles. As far as the best JRPGs on Switch go, Final Fantasy VII looks dated now, but it's still an essential pickup if you're into your JRPGs, and this game was the title that made JRPGs more mainstream in the West. This was the first Dragon Quest game I've ever played, and for a fan of JRPGs that's pretty poor. On PS4, Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age was great, and on Switch it's even better. It features new story content, English and Japanese voice acting, and even the option to switch between HD and retro visuals. If you're after one of the best JRPGs on Switch, you should have this in your collection. A classic from this generation, Xenoblade Chronicles is now available on the Switch in a remastered form. A multitude of improvements have been made and it looks and plays better than ever before, making it a must-have for those seeking out the best JRPGs on Switch. I feel anyone who hasn't played the original on the Wii U or 3DS should buy this one, as it's one of my favourite games on the Switch this year, and for many others they would say the exact same thing. Any of your favourite JRPGs not make the list, or are you going to pick any of these games up? Let me know in the comments. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe as it helps me grow. Until the next one, see you later.